Hear the stories of men and women switching hustles and escaping the odds through entrepreneurship after prison. Not only will these stories inspire you, but also unlock business tips for financial freedom. Let's get it. Thank y'all for tuning in to Escaping the Odds podcast. We got another dope episode here. Got my main man, Brandon Laster. Just came home from federal prison, man, doing amazing things on the entrepreneur side. So I just wanted to get his story, teach you all a little thing or two about business and the whole nine. And so, Brandon, what's going on, brother?
Oh, man, it's a beautiful day, man. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no doubt, definitely, man. So, just come home last year, 2018, man. Made hell of a strides. I mean, like you really doing your thing out here in the business world. So, but before we even get into that, let's go back. Let's take it back about 20 years or so, man. Right? Was this your first introduction into the federal system?
No, actually, it's my second introduction.
Okay.
I made some mistakes prior, and then but it was what we call popcorn bit, right? I went in and came right back out.
Okay.
So the effects weren't as they are now, whereas I did real time. And what I mean by real time, the first time I received 12 months, I think I did all of about 7.
And that was federal system?
That was in the federal system.
Okay.
That was back in 2002.
Okay.
It was like a glimpse, basically.
Right.
I wanted to learn from my mistakes, but didn't know any better at the time. Continued to hang with individuals that I would say were not motivating, not pushing me in the right direction. And then this last time, even though, like I said, it's totally on myself because I made the mistake, but this last time I did a 10-year federal system. And I'll tell you, if you don't change in 10 years, you never will.
Absolutely, man. Definitely. So on that first bit, what did you get incarcerated for?
I had used some credit cards. I had used a credit card that I didn't have. I wasn't authorized to use.
Okay. All right. So you came home. What, you about 20 years old, 21 years old at the time?
Yeah, that was 2002. So
Okay.
it was quite a while ago. And
Okay.
then this last instance started in 2010.
Okay.
So 8 years later, I ended up making another tragic mistake.
Okay. Well, business has always been a part of who you are, like your DNA, right?
Yes, my family has been in business. We were in franchises, multiple franchises from Checkers, Popeyes, in multiple states, Illinois,
Right.
DC, Virginia.
Okay.
My dad is, he's a hero when it comes to building a business, in my eyes. I've seen him do things that I was like, wow, I can only sit back and try to learn and inherit those communication skills, those gifts, the foresight to look forward and see where the business market is turning. And so I used to talk to him and try to, glean that insight, and
Yeah.
I tried to apply it with my own life. But I made a mistake, obviously.
Yeah.
And so that mistake led me to federal prison. And when I was there, I said, let's be honest, we're all going to go home. If you haven't done a serious crime, you have to anticipate going home. I had an out date. I knew I was going home, but I wanted to kind of do something on my own
Right.
that didn't involve my dad.
Okay.
As far as initially.
Okay. So maybe you felt like you were in the shadows for so many years.
Well, in order to find yourself, you really got to implement your own strategies. You have to think for yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
People can lead you all day, but just because they're leading you doesn't mean they're leading you in the dream that you prefer to be led in. So I wanted to find something that I was passionate about.
Okay.
And so what I did was I had to find a job because I could have worked for my dad, but there is a man sense or a human sense of doing things on your own and accomplishing a goal. You feel just that much more intrigued with yourself as opposed to someone giving you something or receiving a handout.
Right.
So what I did was I took the initiative of writing companies.
Right.
I knew that from reading that a lot of companies hire ex-felons. But again, that message isn't always transcended from the CEO to the person that's going to hire you, which may be a manager, which may be a supervisor or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I wrote the CEOs directly.
Okay.
I was always told if you want something and you want it bad enough, you go to the top.
Yeah.
Because if the person at the top denies you, then you ain't got to worry about the person at the bottom.
Right.
So I went straight to the top, and basically with my letters, I wrote about between 70 and 75 letters when I was in prison, and I received 37 job offers when I came home.
Now, 37 job, but what kind of job offers did you have?
So most of them were entry-level positions,
Okay.
right? Most companies are going to give you an entry-level position only because if you don't have any skills or you don't have the qualifications that they're looking for, then they're going to offer you a chance to prove yourself, see where you fit in. But I had Nike, I had Costco. I mean, they were all pretty big companies, Fortune 500 companies that I wrote. And then I wrote Pat Swisher, which is a company that I initially went to work for when I was released. It is a restroom. Well, we focus on disease prevention, odor control.
Okay.
And that being said, in light of the coronavirus, we now focus on eradicating that disease and those pathogens and everything that's related to that as well.
Okay.
But I went to work for EnviroMasters as a salesman, and I worked under we're a franchise business. So I worked under two franchisees that they were co-owners, and I did exceptionally well. And I did so well that one of the franchisees says, hey, I want you to partner with us. Well, I was gonna have to put a lot of sweat equity into the business, if you'd say. So what I did was I contacted my dad and said, I think I'm on to something. I really enjoy this business. I really want to move forward with his offer. And so we started communicating. We came up with some figures. My dad believed in my vision. He said, I'm going to do this, and made me a partner. So here I am, and we're doing exceptionally well. In light of the coronavirus, which is no one expected it to hit, very sad that it's taken out as many people as it has, but there is a way to be safe.
Right.
There are precautions that you can take. And a lot of companies have taken those precautions, and they've signed us up, and we're doing well.
Okay. Now, you mentioned vision.
Mm-hmm.
As you and I both know, being incarcerated, sometimes a person's vision can get blurry, right? You may become unmotivated or whatever the case may be. Tell us about that experience while you were incarcerated. What kept you motivated? Because this is your second time around, although the first time around was, as you stated, a popcorn bit, but the second time around was a 10-year sentence. And so how did you spend your time? Because we both know that who we spend our time around is important in that environment. And so what kept you motivated while you were incarcerated? And take us through even that experience of going to jail for 10 years straight. Most people can't fathom that. So let's walk through that, and also that vision of staying motivated.
Well, mosquitoes are getting me, but I'll tell you, motivation comes within, right? We're all motivated. We're all passionate about something.
Right.
And if you're not passionate about your life, then every step that you take affects you. It affects what you do, whether it's your family, whether it's just, if your finances.
Yeah.
Everything that you do kind of coordinates with one or another. It says, if I do this, then I expect these results, right? So my motivation is I wanted to be free, and I wanted to stay free.
Okay.
And so, I mean, I don't know many people that I met in prison that said, I can't wait to go home to come back. Most people said they went home, they couldn't find a good job, they couldn't find a good living status as far as they didn't have anywhere to live themselves. There's always other circumstances that lead to them coming back. No one says, when they get out, I'm going to go knock on the police door and say, hey, lock me back up. So my motivation was I had to stay out. So I looked within myself and says, what does it take to stay out of prison? What does this take not to do a crime? Well, my crimes were always financial. So I knew that if I was able to support myself, then I wouldn't have to do a crime. And so,
what you were doing, even in that lifestyle, although illegitimate, you were living a nice lifestyle from that, though, right? So some would say you were able to kind of take care of yourself, even though although it was
no, I took care of myself. See, most people don't understand business.
Okay.
People see things from the outside and don't know, and that's why you hear stories about people that we perceive to be rich, and then we look up and we find out they don't have any money. When you have money, you have privilege. People treat you differently. I don't care who you are. They will treat you different. If someone knows that you have money, They smile more often at you. They give you perks that others wouldn't be privy to. In my situation, I was a club promoter. I did okay sometimes, and there's sometimes I didn't. My business acumen wasn't where it needed to be at the time. So I got involved with a business format that I didn't understand everything about it. I didn't understand the payouts, the pay-ins, the insurance costs, and all the marketing and the price of the marketing. So when I did get in it, what's interesting is, like I said, 1 minute I would do extraordinary well, and I didn't save my money, right? Because we weren't taught, at least I wasn't taught, to put away for a rainy day. I wanted instant gratification. So as fast as the money came in, as fast as it went out, and then when I hit a stump or I hit a brick wall, I didn't have anything to cover that. So I took all my cash and put it into commodities, basically, worldly commodities, cars, houses, things like that. And I didn't have anything to fall back on. And so I had to portray that I still had the income that people thought I had. So I did other things to make up for the money I had lost.
Gotcha.
So that's what basically kicked me off into commit crimes. You don't see millionaires, at least we'll say, you don't see people with millions of dollars breaking in stores and steal candy. Right? Because it's not worth it. So you have to put something in your mind that says, what is worth it? What is so worth it right now that I wouldn't commit a crime? Someone told me a while ago, they said that if you have a lot to lose, then you have a conscience. If you have nothing to lose, then you don't have a conscience.
That makes sense, though. Definitely. Yeah.
So if I have a family, if I have a home, if I have a car, and I have that stability, and I've got it the right way, there's a conscience because I don't want to lose it.
Right.
But if I've done it the wrong way, then it came so fast, I didn't earn it. I don't really have a respect for it. So I can put myself and jeopardize myself in certain elements that I wouldn't normally do had it would have been done the right way.
Okay. Gotcha. Now, you did some remarkable amount of sales. Like your first year in.
My first year in, the company grew by $350,000 under my sales acumen. Basically, I increased revenue by $350,000. Right now, I think I'm up to about double that. Within 18 months. So it's something that I enjoy. I meet people from all walks of life, business owners, politicians, and I'll tell you, man, it feels good to be on the other side. I'll tell you, there's one thing to be on the crime side. There's another thing to be on the positive, motivational side, and that's why I fight so hard for it now, because most people, all they really need is motivation. Whether it's a relationship going bad that you just want to step out on, some people just need to tell the person and give them the proper motivation to get them to move forward and to move out of that damaging relationship. Whether it's a job and they're not giving you the proper accolades, right? They're not giving you your bonuses. Some people need the motivation to step out and find something else. But when it all boils down to it, it's motivation. And if you don't have it, then a lot of times you slack in your ability to become the best you.
So when you were inside, when did it come to that point where you said, I'm not going back to a life of crime? Was it as soon as they put the cuffs on you? Or for some people, maybe it's halfway through or it's right in the beginning? So what was that point where you kind of had that, I guess if it was an epiphany, and said, you know what, I'm done with this. This is what I'm going to do. I'm flying straight legit now.
When the judge sentenced me.
You
know, no one anticipates what the judge is going to give you. You pray, you keep your fingers crossed, you hope that you get the minimum, and then the judge sentences you. And sometimes it's in your favor, sometimes it's not. In this case, it was not in my favor. So I knew from that point on that I can't do this again. I got to live life. I got to live life, and I have to do it where I can go out and teach other young men, talk to women, and let them know that if you're going down that path, you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to. There are so many. I mean, I went from mopping floors in the prison,
Yeah.
making 12 cents an hour, to now I'm making $120,000 a year.
Okay.
So there's a big difference there.
Okay. And right now you have an equity stake as well in the
Yeah.
partnership,
So
right?
my father, being a gentleman that he is, he purchased the company in entirety, and then me and my brothers, he carved us out a piece for us, so we would have something as a legacy move. So that was amazing within itself.
Okay. All right. Now you also dibble and dabble in real estate as well, right?
So yes, I had a couple properties, invested in a few, and so I'm still learning the ropes,
Okay.
per se. But yes, I'm moving forward in that direction. I've accomplished a few things, but I haven't gotten to the point where it's my bread and butter yet.
Okay. I got you. So in a day to day, what is EnviroMasters? What is it like? What is it that you do on a day to day?
So my job is fairly easy. Right now, I'm the vice president of business development. I go out and I talk to our top clients. I talk to different executives of different companies. I see what program that we have that can best fit their needs. Right now, safety is key to every organization. We provide, so the epicenter of the coronavirus, and I want people to understand this, that you can catch the coronavirus through an infected person's feces. And so when you go into a restroom, those toilets, when they flush, they release chemicals.
Mm.
And those particles that they release are in the air. So think of a toilet as flushing. When it flushes, it sneezes. And so when you're sneezing, those particles in the air, and you go in and you breathe those particles, you can potentially catch coronavirus. And not only that, the bathroom is the epicenter for MRSA, E. coli, Salmonella, the neurovirus, strep, so tuberculosis. The bathroom is a breeding ground of diseases and bacteria. So we focus on your bathrooms, commercial bathrooms, public restrooms. And then because of the coronavirus, we have a spray that lasts 7 to 10 days, which actually kills 47 pathogens, diseases, and viruses, including the coronavirus. And so a lot of companies have called because they want to protect themselves, they want to protect their employees, and they want to protect their clients and their customers. And so we provide that service. And right now I do all the Chick-fil-A's in Chicago, I do all the Portillos, I do all the Enterprise rent-a-cars, I do FedEx Freight, I do CVS and Walgreens that have mini clinics. So we're a trusted company. We do big brands. People love us. We protect the community, and that's what we strive to do. And my job is to inform these companies and these other individuals that this is what we do, and this is what I can provide. And so that's my day to day. I usually wake up at 5 o'clock, and I'm back in the house probably about 5. So I work about a 12-hour day.
Okay, all right. You're a charismatic brother, right? And so being vice president of business development, you have to go out there and you're speaking with C-suite executives.
Mm-hmm.
So what are some of the skill sets that someone would need in order to basically be an exceptional salesperson, to be able to go out and speak with these C-suite executives to get contracts and clients and things of that nature?
So when you speak to anybody, like I'm speaking to you,
right,
you want to come across as genuine. I don't try to be somebody I'm not. I'm comfortable in my own skin. Sales is having the knowledge and explaining the knowledge on a level that the person can understand it. That's all it is. If I have a product, if you don't buy the product, it's only because there's 2 reasons why. You're either not interested because I didn't explain it right, or you're just not. My intro was to the point where you were already turned off before you learned about the product. So it's about talking to people with their guard down.
Okay.
And so once their guard is down, if you have a product that, like for me, I have to find out. I'm not going to approach you if I know you don't need the product, right? So if it's something that I'm selling that I says, Aaron, by the way, I know that you're into jogging outfits. I have a jogging outfit for you. I would like you to try it on and see if it matches your style. And so if you're into jogging outfits, then great, you'd want to try it on. Right. But if you're not into jogging outfits, me approaching you with it wouldn't even be I'm wasting my time.
Yeah. So targeted.
So it's about, you have to find your target audience. It's just so happened that everybody's into health and safety.
Right.
And
Especially now.
Yeah. So that's where we're at. And so that's pretty much it. But I encourage anybody that's in sales, know what you're talking about. Make your delivery based on the facts of whatever you're selling versus just communicating, trying to get a sale.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges you're dealing with? Although you have a service that pretty much, as you broke it down, so nice, that everyone needs this, especially during a time like this, pandemic going on. Are you still noticing some of your potential clients saying, no, we okay, we don't want that service right now? And what are some of those reasons why?
Well, a lot of the reasons why is, number one, we just went through a 3-month shutdown, and then you have certain parts of the city blocked off.
Right.
So that being said, a lot of the companies, a lot of mom and pops, they're not doing as well as people may perceive. A lot of times, these small businesses, these mom and pop businesses, they make enough money to pay their mortgage, to pay their car notes, to put their kids in college, but there's no rainbow at the a bucket of money at the end. Okay, so and people don't understand that. So a lot of times when I present my services to them, and they want the service, just they can't afford it. So they're hoping that their business picks up. They're hoping that there is something else that can generate some income, and where they'll be able to pick it up. But a lot of times, some businesses barely make payroll. And it's not. They stay in business because of the passion of the people that owned it.
Right.
They want to provide, whether it be a restaurant, whether it be some other service, they want to provide that service, and it doesn't make a lot of money. And some people are not in business just to make money. Some people are in business to provide a service. And so there's been instances where people have wanted the product, but they just couldn't retrieve it because they didn't have the capital.
So EnviroMaster, that is a franchise, as you stated before.
Yeah, so right? EnviroMaster is the name of the company. We are a franchise. We are located in 78 plus markets.
Okay.
We operate the ones here in the franchise here in Chicago. We service everywhere from, right now we're doing everything from South Bend all the way to Rockford, Illinois.
Oh wow, that's a nice area.
Yeah, we actually have one of the bigger territories of the franchise.
Okay. All right, so do you plan on expanding out to different territories, or?
Right now, we're pretty much content with what we have. Right now, we're at about 2.2 million.
Okay.
But there's
now, is that above the market or right at the market? Because I know places are just now opening up.
Right.
That
so
has an effect on your business. Then,
so
right?
Let me just kind of break it down a little bit. We service mostly mom and pops. Smaller restaurants.
Okay.
Before the pandemic, we were doing about 1.9 in business. We lost about 30% of our business when this pandemic hit.
Okay.
At least 30%.
All
It
right.
may be closer to 40. We were able to pick up enough business to replace that business and add more. And this is without that other business opening up. So when everything is back open fully, we hope to pick up that other 30% plus some additional, and so that would we'll be hiring and things of that nature, looking for certain individuals to come work for us.
Okay.
I have a passion for picking out people that I think deserve a chance,
Right.
because someone picked out me.
Right. I'm glad you said that. So I think this goes without asking. I'm sure you all are hiring people that's formerly incarcerated or people.
Absolutely. So one of the guys, you probably remember him. He was in the halfway house with us. A Latino guy hired him, and he actually became one of our best employees.
Okay.
And so he stayed with us over a year, and then he came to me and he said, "Brandon," he says, "I've got another job opportunity." And I said, "Okay." And he says, this is something I really want to do. And it was plumbing. He says he's always wanted to be a plumber.
Yeah.
And it was a union job.
Okay.
And he asked me, he says, I don't want you to feel like you hired me and I'm walking out on you. I said, no. I said, you have to follow your dreams. I told him, I said, hey, I appreciate you coming here to work for me, but I would not appreciate you staying if you don't want to, because you don't have to. You're not here to please me.
Yeah.
And so he's now a plumber, and he calls me, and we have these crazy conversations about the stuff that's in the sewer. But it's all fun, man. It really is.
Yeah. So what do you think are some of the why a person would hire someone that's coming fresh out of prison?
Well, see, to me, if you're coming out of prison, you're hungry.
Yeah.
You're hungry. You're more hungry than anyone that, let's say, they just came out of school. People graduate school after doing 4 years, 8 years, they get tired. Now they still want to work because they got to pay back their student loans, but they're tired because they just did 8 years to get their masters or whatever. So they're tired. Coming out of prison, you have been. It's like a lion in a cage.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, you've been sleeping, you've been dreaming about getting on the other side of the cage.
Right.
Now that you're out here, you want to show off. You want to show people that you're a winner, not a loser.
Right.
And the only way to do that is whenever someone gives you a job, is to basically maximize that potential, the potential that you have for that career. So you're hungry. So I know that someone coming out of prison, it's like a lion without meat. You know, you give them a piece of meat, they're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
And so, to me personally, now I know there's other people out here that are hungry as well, but to me, just being on the other side of that wall and listening to those stories and hearing these guys say, if I had that one chance, I just took the liberty of giving some people that chance.
Right. And I definitely appreciate you doing that. That's what it's about. A lot of times especially even before you come out, like in your case, you had things lined up. So that gives you a whole new different mindset, right? It gives you a sense of added confidence to know, okay, once I come out, I can have that stability. There's something that I know I got a paycheck waiting on me, and with that paycheck, I can create other opportunities.
Yeah, you definitely, I mean, that's how you get your blessings.
Yeah.
You know, people miss that part of life. You're gonna pay tithes in this world or the next one. And so paying tithes doesn't mean, you know, you gotta give something away, but at least give the opportunity away.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't have to say, hey, I'm gonna take $10,000 and go find a lucky person today. But if I have an opportunity where I can make this person or teach this person how to earn $10,000, then that's also giving back. And that's considered paying tithes.
I like that. And you know, I was gonna ask you, were there any words of wisdom as we close out, but I think you just did it without me asking, man. So definitely appreciate you coming on. Let everybody know your contacts, man, where you can be reached.
Yeah, if you're a business looking for sanitation, the coronavirus, Strep, E. coli, Salmonella, please contact EnviroMaster of Chicagoland. If you are looking for a job, we are accepting applications. Again, that's www.enviromasterchicagoland.com, and that's pretty much it.
And thank you all for tuning in to another dope episode of Escaping the Odds podcast, episode number 20. We are now on YouTube, so make sure you subscribe, like, comment on the page. Instagram, Escaping the Odds podcast. The podcast is also on Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Apple, anywhere pretty much a podcast can be played. Anchor, you can find us there. Continue to support, like, comment, do all of the likes, and thank you all for tuning in. It's been a great show. Peace.